Confirm. Okie dokie. Let's take a look and see how it works on my channel. No, bitch. Ooh, la, 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 la. All right. Looks like everything is running just fine. Perfectly well. Fantastically well. I like it. Okay. I'm going to leave that here because I got to see what I'm doing. And then I should probably see what YouTube is doing too. Maybe. Should I care? Yeah, actually, nope. It was already doing it. Yo, Rome Rush. I have the spaces up and running, man. If you wanted to talk, you can be in and out. What's going on? Rome Rush. Yeah, I think we're following each other, so it's just basically going to show that I am here. I'm here, Jesus. Anyway, we are going to start. Before we talk about our topics today, actually, we better talk about them now. So we got 3 topics to talk about. Welcome to the No Filter Podcast, which is being simultaneously broadcast on YouTube and Twitter. I learned that from the best. I believe it was, I can't think of his name, Papa or Poon Poon or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but he was simultaneously broadcasting this on Twitter and not Twitter, on Twitch. And I was like, well, Twitch does record, but I was like, do I really want to be starting something? I don't know if I want to be starting something. As long as you don't mind me being in the car, I can hop in for a second. Yeah, no, I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. I better move that shit there too. Yeah, you can hop in. I think, let me just move the subject portion because that look ugly. It's getting ugly. But what I wanted to talk about here, nothing crazy, but we got 3 topics, obviously. We're going to talk about paid reviews. This is probably in relation to Halo and how incomplete the game is, and just paid reviews in general. Also, we have Games 2022 and beyond. This is in regard to the Video Game Awards. And then lastly, this is our off-topic section. Where does religion come from? So obviously I do the first 2 topics there, and then we could I don't need that YouTube thing there. All right, cool. We can get rid of you. And then we can proceed into discussing our off-topic section after we, actually I do need YouTube. That's fucking annoying. So I need to put it here. Leave this shrunk. Pause. And we should be good to go. So the first thing I want to talk about here is this is off topic just to get me warmed up, get me ready for everything. Is this PlayStation what is it? The Matrix? That Matrix demo? And we got Rome here. He's a listener. We're going to try to invite him to speak. So, Rome, you all good to go. But I did want to talk about the yo, what's going on? I can't, Mr. Terrell. What's up? What's happening, homie? But you know what I do. You know what I do, Rome. I see. I hear you in there, very
That's what's
faintly.
up. Yeah, I was just gonna ask you if you could hear me.
I can hear you, and the
Cool.
stuff that's in the background is so faint that it's inconsequential. So
Oh,
don't
you
worry
know
about
what?
that. I can't hear anything crazy.
I'm actually parked right now
Mr.
outside the
Terrell, can you
store.
hear me? Anyway,
You want?
so what's good, Rome? What's going on with you? Were you impressed by the Matrix demo?
Oh,
Something like the
very impressed by
Matrix.
that boy, man. I think that was amazing. I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro.
You there?
I didn't. It blew my mind. I wasn't expecting for it to be as amazing as that.
Well done. Hello?
Oh yeah, can you hear me? Oh, can
He
you hear
got
me?
8.
Damn, my phone
He
cut
got
out.
8. Let
My
me see if
phone
I can hear
went to
myself.
sleep.
Okay, no, I'm speaking. So anyway, I'm going to continue. Rome, you can jump in whenever you need to. So we are well, at least before we go on to our topics, but you can see if you're on YouTube, pay reviews, games for 2022 and beyond, specifically with the Matrix type shit. And then where does religion come from? This is going to be that topic is going to be very interesting because it's not what you think. It's not going to be delivered how you think. Be that as it may. So Digital Foundry, NX Gamer has put out a piece on the Matrix Awakenings demo, which was pretty cool. It was really, really, really cool. Interesting thing is that they didn't really want to get into the nitty gritty of the demo. I'm referring to Digital Foundry, and I wonder why. You know what I mean? I absolutely wonder why they didn't want to get into the nitty gritty. Maybe it's because the PS5 has kicked the Series X's ass when it comes to the shit. That's probably what it is. But you did find out a lot of different things. So if you don't know anything about technical stuff, I personally like the technical stuff. It turns out that they really did have ray tracing in there. They had global illumination, which is the simulation of bouncing of light by a main source. They claim that there's only one source of light that lights the entire environment, and then the other things are just basically point lights, which are like street lights, headlights, stuff like that. Interestingly, they had reflections, ray trace reflections. So I was like, what?
Oh, your black man
And they do.
GI motherfucker.
No, GI. I already knew about GI because that's Lumen.
Yeah.
Lumen, what's going on, Black? Lumen is there. Lumen, that was a wrap.
Facts.
But it was the real time. It was the real time lighting. I'm sorry, the reflections that really got me. And what I understand is that when it comes to ray traced lighting or ray traced reflections, what happens is that the CPU or the compute unit that has to do with the tracing of the rays compartmentalizes sections of the environment. That way, the light is not bouncing everywhere and losing, precious bounces. So they put it in a little box and make sure that they don't waste the actual traced rays. It makes it easier, but at the same time, the reflections, because you don't have that many rays that are being calculated, it's almost impossible. It's impossible in this day and age right now. But to get a crude look of the environment, and then they transfer that into like a texture. And it affects the direction of where the texture lighting and stuff like that goes. It's pretty cool. But what I noticed too, because you can manipulate the virtualized 3D world that is transformed to like a texture or whatever the case is that things that are in a distance, it loses its color. And that's probably because of memory constraints. So you get like silhouettes in the background instead of the actual colors. I was looking at that earlier. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I just think it's pretty cool because, again, we can only do but so much. One of the things that really hurts the presentation, though, is how they do the global illumination. That's the thing that doesn't update every frame, and it causes like a trailing or a smearing of objects in front of it. It's like it doesn't update quick enough. But it is hopeful. It is nice to see that these that's next gen engines. I've mentioned this time and time before. Engines that we have now, cross-generation engines, like everybody's like, well, what is next gen as well? And I said that what next gen would be considered. Quambo, what's going on? what I consider next gen to be actually is if the previous systems can't render it, they cannot render this shit. Period. Absolutely. Period. They can't. They can't. And this is one of those things. The nanite technology, which is basically a way for them to kind of multiply the triangles. The closer you get, it has a lot to do with the resolution of the screen. Either way, all that mumbo jumbo means is that you're going to have like basically very like almost infinite detail. The only limitation is how much memory you have allotted to the assets, which is pretty cool. But that's how I felt about the demo. I think it's a little bit too low res for me. So I'm hoping Sony's first party will be able to incorporate a hybrid Lumen nanite type system for the Decima engine or whatever proprietary engine that they have. The only reason why they used UE for Days Gone and for Returnal is because they're a small studio, and it would have taken them a long time to get up to speed with learning that archetype where, you know, the Unreal team, they've been doing this shit for years. That being said, we're going to go on to our first topic with paid mother.
Man. What? Been on this, nigga? Pause, nigga. Pause.
Hey!
Oh. Hey, Rome, what's good? True Virgil, what's good, man? Hey, I want
True Virgil, what's going on?
Yeah, I want to touch on the limitations to this engine that you say if Naughty Dog, you know what I'm saying, hypothetically get a hold of this engine, right? They don't need it, but in another verse, right? Another universe or dimension, Naughty Dog got a hold of this engine, and they say we're to cut the map in half, bro, or make a linear experience. What do you think that shit would be? You think the resolution, you'd be able to get a resolution jump or even a frame per second jump on that?
From the stuff that I've learned about UE5 is that they have a database of all objects that a world could populate. And some of the things that they can do is kind of have a generalized. It's kind of like how the Decima engine places foliage and trees in the environment. There's certain parameters where the buildings cannot go or where roads cannot go and things of that nature. And the computer can figure it out. If you do that procedural type rendering, you don't need to record all of the coordinates for all of the objects, meaning it allows for, you don't need a lot of memory in the background, you know, to have. The only memory that you would need is the asset itself. And even the asset itself doesn't carry a lot of memory because the triangles that comprises or the shape, the triangles that make up the item gets multiplied or divided depending on proximity. So you don't need to record the full resolution version of it, which is pretty cool. You could just record a general, like the simplistic version, and then backwards and forwards or plus or minus the effects. Texture resolution is what you're going to need. And also, this is what Mark Cerny was kind of referring to when he did the SSD and the IO throughput. We've spoken about this before. The IO throughput. I can't wait to see. Hold on. Quambo says I can't wait to see what Sony Ben does with UE5. Days Gone was beautiful. It's one of the best looking. It's one of the best looking UE5 games out there, if not the best looking. They just really, and they mix their own technology with the Horde crowd system, which was pretty fucking crazy. They knocked it out of the fucking park with that one. I mean, yeah, it was a little buggy and stuff like that, but they were pushing that shit to. It wasn't supposed to do an open world game like that, which is pretty cool. But what I was going to say is that what Mark Cerny has basically stated when it comes to this, right? When it comes to this, they're using the SSD as almost like an extended RAM, essentially.
Ooh.
So they're going to be able to stream the assets that you can, these really detailed assets from the hard drive into the memory and be able to dump it and load it and dump it and load it. So they can have really high resolution stuff. The limitation is the computer. It's a system. And from what Digital Foundry was saying when it came to, so I could have requested. How could I request? All right.
Oh, So what you're trying to say is Mark Cerny wasn't lying. That's what you're trying to say. It wasn't all the marketing.
You know, there's that and
I ain't gonna throw you underneath the bus, dog. It's all good, you know. You know what I'm saying?
DeAndre, what's going on? So, you know, no, they weren't lying. They absolutely were not lying about that. And it's funny because, you know, the UE5 engine, at least in its current iteration, is kicking ass, man. Like on the PS5, they like, I saw Digital Foundry, they were trying to throw shade at the situation. They were like, well, it runs a frame rate faster or a frame fast. Okay. But you got to understand, you guys were Digital Foundry is what I'm referring to. You guys were painting that narrative that the PS5 was just so much weaker. It should not be one frame higher, period, under any circumstance at all. So let's be real. Let's be honest about it. But when it comes down to
that's what they said. 40 to 50% deltas, bro.
Yep. That's what they said. 40 to 50% difference. Some kind of ludicrous number that I'm like, man, look at the bullshittery, man. That's what that was. The bullshittery, man. But it's okay. It's okay. You know, actions be louder than words.
Good afternoon. Pick up this nigga.
Capo King Push, what up, boys?
What's up, Larry? Oh, Lair and Josh and everyone else in here. Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, we can hear you. What's going on?
Watch out, man. PlayStation Nation, man. Just letting y'all know, man.
Hey, man, you know what it is around this
All it took was a year for all the developers get used to these next-gen consoles, and you can already see the gap between the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. That little 40%, those fake developers all over Twitter was saying, oh, it's so powerful, 12 T plus is greater than 10. Now look at it. Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo. There is a gap in textures and in performance. There's no excuse.
Xbox made a whole fucking video about bragging about how they was gonna deliver this gen and it was gonna be the most powerful. They ain't did a goddamn thing.
Now I will say this. I will, like, for me, I want to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to speak the truth and say that the differences between the two consoles would be very minuscule. That is for sure. No one's disputing that. But you have 10 teraflops. That's variable speed. Yep. And you have a fixed 12.3 or 12.1. Thank you for that. Teraflops, and is getting his ass handed to him like most of the time.
Yeah. Y'all heard what Mark Cerny said. It is dangerous to rely on teraflops. It's correct.
Yes, he did. I remember. I watched that PS5 reveal, that 1 hour thing. I watched that 10 times, over and over.
No, bro.
Listen to him talk about everything.
Bro, so it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Let me tell you why they're winning, because Mark Cerny is on our team, and he's been on the team for a long time. So
he's a developer. That's what boils down to. The dude's a developer. So that's why there's winning in general, right? Mm-hmm. Because he knows what it feels like,
right,
to be a developer and how annoying that shit is.
Right.
Now, how do you pronounce your name? I'm sorry. DeAndre?
Oh, yeah, you got it.
DeAndre?
DeAndre is correct.
DeAndre?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I just wanted to preface the conversation. A follow would be awesome because I do this every Saturday at the same time. I do have two gaming topics, and I do have one off-topic stuff, and I usually talk about crazy shit, hidden occult shit, usually after that. So don't get alarmed by it, but the two gaming subjects are first. What I wanted to talk about, though, because I just like exploring things. I'm not trying to spread anything in particular. I figure I'll just say it. I just like to explore like the hidden shit, like what people don't think about. But going back to the gaming stuff, right? What people don't understand, this is the crazy thing, and you don't have to raise your hand or shit, like no shit like that either, DeAndre. Like if you have something to say, just jump right on in, double dutch that bitch. We want to talk about. Yeah, we're all adults, right? You know what I'm saying? We're all adults. It shouldn't be no talking over. You know what I'm saying? It really shouldn't. I mean, we know how to excuse ourselves and stuff like that. So be that as it may, right? I want to say this about paid reviews. One of the things that kind of really annoyed me, and listen, I'm not mad if you were enjoying Halo. I'm not mad at it. If you were enjoying Halo, go on and endure it. Endure it. But one of the things that bothers me so much is that the problem. Hold on, you cut me off. Damn it.
I'm gonna laugh at your jokes. I will respond to them.
One of the things that kills me, right, is Halo was released incomplete. We're not talking about just, the multiplayer. We're talking about there's huge chunks of it missing, and you only got one type of biome, right? And then you read these reviews, and they don't read like the 9s and 10s out of 10s. You notice that, right? They don't really read like that. But the score is the first thing that people will see, and they don't feel like reading the rest of that bitch. That's the problem. That's the problem that I'm dealing with when I go on the social medias. And I always say this, reviews don't matter, in general, because these influencers are exactly that. They're influencers. They get paid to influence you to buy shit based off of their handlers. But like, don't you guys, are you guys bothered by that shit? Am I the only one that's like annoyed?
No, because we come from the old school, so all this shit is just paid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just paid to suck dick. Pause.
Like, what I'm saying? Like, DeAndre, what you guys say about that, man?
All right, I'm just gonna be upfront with you when it comes to reviewers. It's all based off opinions from a lot of journalists and stuff, and there's paid critics on both sides between PlayStation, Nintendo, and even with Xbox. And how you mentioned with Halo Infinite, like for me, having I have a PC and PS5. I am a subscriber of PS Plus, PS Now, and Game Pass PC. I just beat Halo Infinite, and it's the first Halo I've beaten in my entire life. And the fact is, it's to me, based off of my experience with gaming, this isn't a revolution in game design. There are flaws in this game, like I mentioned, it's one biome. That's kind of weird for a $500 million budget game to have one biome. And then the level design, they have it, everything is identical. Everything looks exactly the same. And I'm sitting here play open world games like Ghost of Tsushima and Horizon.
Yo, Beto, stop.
Chill, bro.
Beto, stop.
No.
Wait, hold on. I will mute everything in here. First and foremost, you don't, the other podcasts that you do, you don't like how they be treating you like that. Have some respect, please. Shut up, for the panel. He was talking.
Yeah, almost done, man. You can speak your opinion. So I was just saying, though, for me, this is my first Halo game I've beaten, and I've played other open world games. I beat Horizon Zero Dawn, I beat Ghost of Tsushima and stuff. And with their open world design, you can see that the levels and how it's laid out is completely different. Everything doesn't look exactly the same. When I'm playing Infinite, this is my first time being a Halo game, everything look the same. I go into these little towers and stuff. Even when you're underground, all the puzzles are the same. The layouts are exactly the same. The only thing that's kind of different is the boss fight encounters. Yeah, like I said, half-assed. And it's just really weird where it's like, what was this team really doing? Was it just, let's recycle assets to get this game out, making sure it looks pretty? But it's kind of, to me, it's bare bone from my expectation of what open world should be done with level design. That's all.
May I?
If I were to review it, it's around, to me, it's around like a 7.5 to an 8. Because overall, the story's good, the gameplay's good, and I played on PC at max 4K. So I think it graphically looks good. Not amazing for Horizon, but it still looks good for a PC game. I give it like an 8 or 7.5. That's all.
I was just going to say, and I've always said this on Twitter and off Twitter, is that Xbox, they keep making these same style games, and they don't really have that organic feel to them like Sony does.
What's going on, Jeremiah?
What's up, boy? They it's just the same old bullshit. There's no type of.
Now you can't just leave it. You can't just leave it raggedy like that, man.
Well,
you gotta explain.
In general, though, Josh.
No, I know, but if you're gonna say something about them, I mean, like what exactly is the same old thing and pizzazz and stuff like that? The same old
bullshit as in futuristic first person bullshit, or either the fucking racing same old Forza shit, or either some first person zombie shit. shit. It's all the same bullshit, nigga.
Well, they did buy a lot of studios, and you saw the Hellblade 2 trailer, so at least there's something.
I mean, or either that.
You know?
No, we're going to talk about that Hellblade shit for sure.
Yeah.
Fatal, yo, what you gotta say about this? I know you just came in explosively.
I apologize. Yourself. I apologize. Sorry about that. Both of you guys, I'm sorry about that. That was my bad.
Sound like a.
Excuse me, though. COVID? I'm just gonna say this. COVID? I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna no, not COVID. Okay. Not COVID. No. Smoking some weed is what I'm doing. But anyways. Fucking, so yeah, apologize for that. Secondly, fucking Halo Infinite is fucking amazing. From both multiplayer and fucking campaign is absolutely incredible. By far the best Halo game to drop fucking in a long time, and that is no fucking slouch. Yeah, does it have problems? Of course it does. What game doesn't? Now, what's the other guy in here that was talking about this shit about they keep making the same fucking sci-fi shit? Yeah, motherfucker, have a look at your first party that you adore. You were playing the same fucking genre every fucking game, my guy. Open world action adventures.
This is deflection. Why are you talking about?
No, it's not a deflection. It's not a deflection. I'm just letting you know you can't. No. You can't fucking sit there. You can't fucking sit there and say that. Oh, all they make is sci-fi games. It doesn't make. No, they don't. Okay. The fuck you mean? Like that makes no sense. That makes no fucking sense. No, it does not.
Right.
It does not make any fucking logical sense whatsoever.
Been playing video games since '88, but okay.
So have I, dude. I'm just as old as you are, bro. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Right,
I mean, okay. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm not even gonna douge or devolve the conversation to that. Fuck that. I'll keep that for a rainy day.
It's too late.
Shut up, Josh. But here's the thing, right?
You might as well just say it.
Sony during the PS1 and PS2 and the PS3, they were in their fucking prime, dog. In their fucking prime days. No, they're not. Now they're playing it fucking safe more than anything. They have to rely on third party to fill those gaps, genres that they used to fucking make. Like, why haven't they made another first party fucking JRPG? They had one of the best ones on PS1. Couple of them, actually.
Wait, let me interject. First of all, the JRPG, they haven't made it one. What folklore? I guess is one. The thing is, if the shit doesn't if the shit doesn't fucking sell, then it ain't going to get a fucking sequel. It happens with every fucking thing on Earth.
Okay, no, you're right.
No, hold on, wait. That fucking McRib from McDonald's. You know why they stopped selling? You know why they stopped selling it? Because it stopped. Because people wasn't buying it.
Because it was crap.
I get it. Why are you buying the materials to make the sandwich if people are not? And you got me yelling and shit. Damn it! Your microphone is super sensitive. By the way, I don't know if you guys move that shit away. It's really loud.
What, mine?
Yes.
I was going to say games like Persona 5 is still exclusive to PlayStation. So PlayStation has a lot of third-party exclusivity due to relationships that won't appear on other platforms for a long time. So that's why they don't really do a lot of JRPGs if they have all of them to begin with.
Right. It'll be cannibalizing. It'll be cannibalizing the stuff that they have. But you want to sit there and say that Sony makes the same open world RPGs? Okay.
I said open world action adventures, which again is not necessarily a bad thing.
See, the thing is with you is that you absolve Microsoft and their flaws, and then you go ham on another company. So I can see if you were across the board, but you're not, and that's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
But I will digress.
Josh, no, we're not doing that.
No. Yes, we are. I will digress though. Demon Souls, Bloodborne, they're not open world action adventure games. Then you have Killzone. That's not fucking open world, nor is Uncharted, and nor is fucking The Last of Us. So that's automatically invalidated. But if you want to talk about open world shit, then you got Horizon. But then you also have fucking Returnal. That's not open world. God of War isn't open world either. Drive Club is a racing game, so it's not even an adventure game. And Gran Turismo is a simulator. You want to keep going or what?
Are you done?
Are you finished or are you done?
No. Are you done?
Are you finished or are you done?
Oh, I'm not finished, bro.
Because you made a statement that is inaccurate.
It's not exactly inaccurate. It's slightly true.
It's not slightly true.
But where's Killzone? Killzone's dead and gone. That series is fucking dead and gone. We'll never see that back.
We don't know that.
We do know that because Horizon is now the new main stable. Horizon came out. Right. Yes, it is.
Stop, Fado. Because you're being disingenuous. First and foremost.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Guerrilla Games is making a multiplayer game. We don't know what it is yet.
How much you want to bet that's going to be a multiplayer for Horizon Forbidden West? Oh my God! Like they did for fucking Cyberpunk did for fucking Ghost of Tsushima.
They are that's not what's going on. They are literally hiring people, right? That worked for fucking what do you call it? Rainbow Six and shit like that. Does that sound like Horizon to you, or what?
That could be when was the last time Xbox had a top tier exclusive?
We can't say that because he's going to. No, we can't say that. He's going to. He's going to die, but he's going to fall back to his all opinions. That's what you're going to say. You're going to go back to. And Quambo says Sony's making a lot of AAA quality games. They're not the same. That's absolutely accurate. Absolutely fucking accurate. They make platformers. Ratchet and Clank isn't. The fact is, take your L. Take your L.
Whoa. I'm not taking any fucking L, especially from you. Secondly,
one on PS1, cuz.
But that's not even a fucking exclusive. That's not even exclusive.
What? Ratchet? No. You come in here. You come in here, right? Hold on. Wait. You come in here.
Josh, just say what you gotta say.
You come in here on some shit. Defending Microsoft.
No, I'm not defending anything Microsoft.
Yes, you did. The topic is paid reviews, and you want ballistic.
Oh wait, so you think Halo got fucking paid reviews?
Yes.
Oh Jesus fucking H Christ, man! Well, goddamn, God, glory that, glory to fucking that, bro. It's about time. I mean, shit, Sony's been doing it for way too fucking long. It's about time Microsoft finally got their head up their ass. Let's go.
Doing what?
Exactly what Microsoft just did.
What, the pay reviews?
Yeah.
What was a pay review?
Motherfucker. Hold on. No. Why do you?
You're not gonna dodge this. What was the pay review?
Oh, I'm not dodging it. I'm about to fucking tell you, dude. Look how many influencers. Look at how many influencers, right? That sat there and got an advanced copy of Horizon Zero Dawn. And when I had to do a review on that,
what was the Metacritic for Horizon?
What's like a fucking 87, 89 around there?
Does that sound like paid to you?
Does an 87 from Halo sound like paid reviews?
How many reviews?
You can't say that, Josh. You can't.
Fatal. How many reviews did Halo get?
I don't know. Go look at the numbers.
No, you look at it since you brought it up.
I'm not looking at the numbers.
You know.
Go look at the numbers.
Since you made a statement.
Go look at the numbers. If you want to see the numbers that bad, you asked the question. Go look it. Go look it up then.
I'm not going to do your work. You sat there. You came into this.
You asked for it.
You came into this.
How are you going to do my work when you're the one that asked for the fucking number?
You came into this space, man. You came into the space asking or making an accusation about Sony doing a paid review. And I asked you, how many reviews did Halo Infinite get compared to Horizon?
You can get the answer yourself for a question that you are asking by Google it.
Since I know I can.
But I'll tell you this, I know there's more reviews. I know there's more reviews from Sony's perspective.
Then I rest my fucking case.
Okay, fine. But you know what? Fine. You know what? But let me just ask this though. What makes these reviews so-called fucking paid for? Where is your proof of that?
The review, okay, I'm going to tell you this. The amount, and you're right, I don't have any proof of it being paid. All I can do is use my context clues, and all I can do is use my common sense. When you say that the storyline isn't really that good, the environments are really bland, you know what I'm saying? It just looks very samey. There's this particular flaw. There's that particular flaw. Hold on. When you're playing Halo Infinite, right? And you got these checkpoints that load and it freezes the game for upwards of 4 fucking seconds. And then somehow you get a 9 out of 10. And then you have other games that barely fucks up and they get like a 7 out of 10. Then something's amiss. Whether it's paid reviews or whatever you want to call it. You know, and I know that there's something going on with that. Let's not be fucking.
Okay. I can agree that it does sound, but I don't think they're getting paid for it.
You can.
No. There's other ways to get on journalists' good sides without having to pay them. Jesus Christ! No, because Microsoft has done this before in the past.
Stop it! You're splitting hairs. We're talking about incentivizing.
How am I splitting hairs when Microsoft did it during the 360 era, bro?
Fatal, relax.
Oh my God, Josh!
Just relax. You're blasting my fucking ears. All I'm saying is this. There's many ways of incentivizing a good review other than that. And I'm just generally talking about that.
I'm not denying that. I am not denying that. And sorry, I don't mean to be loud. I don't know why my mic is so loud, but I'll move it away. Is that better?
Your mic's always loud.
Is that better?
No, this one was worse because he got a new mic.
I got a new mic, but I'm still trying to find the sweet spot, and I can't control the audio fucking volume on Twitter. But anyways, you're right. I'm not even denying you on that. But I'm just saying, I'm throwing a scenario out there because Microsoft has done this several times in the past.
And I truly believe this too. I believe that it goes on with Sony. But the thing is, the most recent example that I have, right, is just Halo, right? For now, that's the most recent. That's the new hotness. So that's the only reason why I'm bringing that up. Not the shit on Microsoft. But just that's the most recent thing that I can think of at this moment. It's not about Microsoft. It's about paid reviews in general. I can mention other paid reviews that I feel like you got the fucking, what do you call those games again? Any kind of Ubisoft game for the matter. Fucking Call of Duty gets paid reviews. It's the same fucking game over and over again. It's somehow managed to eke out 8s, 9s, and 10s over the course of 15 years. Something's wrong with that shit too. There's a lot of weird ass shit that's going on. I want to ask the panel, whoever's in here, what's some of the stuff that you guys have experienced that seemed like it was paid like a motherfucker, positive or negatively?
I have another example.
Yeah, go on.
Flight Simulator on Series X.
What about it?
It's sitting in a 90. Those could be paid reviews.
I legitimately think that that's not a paid review.
Really?
I worked for a company where I worked. My coworker was an older guy. At the time, I was probably 26. And he was maybe 47 or 48. This dude faithfully played the Flight Simulator, the only one. And he explained to me everything he bought. I met customers on when I used to be a cable installer that had this shit, and they are faithful to it. I'm not going to sit
be the cable guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why I be looking at how the industry be moving and shit like that, because you can kind of see that shit. I'm still involved with cable shit, but you can go into the meat of this shit, right? And you'll see where the industry is moving. It just pisses me off. Just like the award shows. And speaking of that, we're going to talk about paid reviews and paid fucking awards. There's all of you guys that's in the panel, yo. Y'all think it's justified that It Takes Two got Game of the Year?
Before we move on to that, I feel like Deathloop is in some cases. Well, to me, Deathloop don't feel like it deserved the scores that it got, bro. And I'm being real as shit. I went back multiple times to try to play that game. It's a high quality game in terms of the sound. The graphics look pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? Everything is right. The voice acting, the quality is there. But the only thing that I don't like about the game is the part where people play games for. It's like the game quality, the actual game loop isn't that great to me. It's not fun. Like you going around, you shoot. It's not hard. It's just, I don't know, man. Maybe I didn't get far enough into the game, but this is just so damn boring to me. I don't feel like trying.
Whose fault is that though?
King Push likes the game, but even Nelson, I didn't even bring it up to Nelson. Nelson, he told me the same shit, and I'm like, okay, I thought it was just me. Because sometimes I get bored of games easily sometimes, so I think it was just being me. But Nelson came up to me, and Nelson beats every fucking game he plays. So I'm like, God damn, all right. So it's a little bit of some validity. I know it's anecdotal as fuck, but I'm hearing and I see all these reviews. I'm like, this ain't the same game that I played, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the haptics are really good. I said a lot of good shit about the game when I played it, but at the end of the day, to me, the game loop is boring as fuck. So I don't understand how that shit gets the scores that it got. the 9 out of 10s, the 10 out of 10s. It makes no damn sense to me.
It's pretty crazy. I didn't want to bring Deathloop in the mix. And the reason why I didn't want to bring, is Fatal still in here? Where is he? Oh, yeah, he is. He muted. I didn't want to bring up. What about you, DeAndre? What do you got to say about this?
Oh, sorry, guys. Come back to me. I'm on a call.
Okay, cool. Whenever you're ready. So you want to know something that's really shocking that I believe was paid like a motherfucker? And people are going to really try to throw stones at me for mentioning this shit. But to me, Vice City, GTA Vice City, not the definitive edition, the one that came out, in 2002 or 3? I feel like that shit was paid like a motherfucker. Or either that or people wasn't really... The game had fundamental issues, right? Like Tommy's running speed was way too fast. It damaged them when you ran. There were a lot of glitches. The mission structure was worse than GTA 3. And the level design was worse. It was a flat. I get that Florida is pretty flat. I get it. But it didn't really add anything. It was a lot of half-baked ideas. Tommy was around Florida, which is near a fucking ocean, and he couldn't swim. Shit like that. And I feel like the only reason why people really... And Scarface for the PS2 was better than fucking Vice City. But I feel like the reasoning as to why people loved it so much was fucking Billie Jean is not my lover. That's basically what they rated that shit 10 out of 10. Just because Michael Jackson was associated with it. That and Scarface. Bro, this shit has been going on forever. And you want to know something that's interesting as well? What was it? Fucking Monster Hunter used to get shitted on.
Back in the PS2
days. It used to get shitted on. And all of a sudden, when all the Japanese started purchasing it and using ad hoc for the PSP, and people kind of like it was like a what do you call that shit? That small niche of games. Is a terminology.
I'm ready
trying to think here. Yeah, go on.
I'm going. All right. So we having 2 specific topics. Are we over the little paid review stuff or?
Which one you want to talk about? You can just talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Look, you brought Monster Hunter. I'm a big Monster Hunter fan. I've been playing the franchise since the PSP era and stuff. And you do have a valid point. To the Western audience, Monster Hunter wasn't as popular compared to like the Asian and Japanese audience. And
Cult classic. That's what I was looking for. Cult classic.
Yeah, you're right. Cult classic. And you notice how games like Monster Hunter World sold like 20 million copies on Xbox, PS4, and PC because it was able to branch off rather than being such a difficult, bare bone game to more of like, hey, cooperative driven. Like, I mean, it's always been co-op, but it's just much more easier to get into. And you have all these new players playing it on like 8th gen consoles and stuff because they expanded more. The developers always wanted to reach out to more people, and the only way they could do so it was to change up the gameplay mechanics to be more user friendly. Because it was, if you thought Dark Souls was hard, play a Monster Hunter game. Back on the PS2
and your hands was fucked up too. You had to use the little claw shit.
Yeah, the claw method, the one analog stick.
Hell no, man. Absolutely not, man. But the thing is, though, they shitted on that game when it came out for the PS2. They said it was horrible. And yeah, they made it a little easier for mainstream.
That's what the world. The other ones have always been hard.
Yeah. But the thing is, right, they started reviewing Monster Hunter games well at Monster Hunter 3 on the PSP. It sold gangbusters in Japan and saved the PSP life in Japan. And then, yeah, go on. I'm sorry. My bad.
I was just saying, Monster Hunter 3 was one of PSP's best-selling games of all time. It's like in the top 5 group outside of GTA Vice City. Like, what is it sold like 6 million copies lifetime?
That was GTA. Liberty City Stories was the most, and Vice actually failed. So you have GTA Liberty City Stories, you have Monster Hunter, and then you have what the hell is it? What is it? What the fuck was the other game that sold well? I can't remember it right now. It'll come to me.
Cool. Probably have to do a Google search, but I know Monster Hunter was in the top 5 best selling of PSP.
What do you call it? Gran Turismo. Excuse me.
One in the Gran Turismos?
The Gran Turismo, the PSP Gran Turismo knocked it out the park.
Yeah.
But it's funny how people get like, if you don't pay for it, right? Then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, if people just be like, well, fuck it, I don't give a fuck about it. A lot of the PS5 shit and PS4 shit, people were like, well, I don't like the console, I'm not going to rep it because Sony didn't give me that bag. And it's like, it's a lot of weird shit. I hate Fatal. I don't want to attack Microsoft, but yeah, Deathloop is definitely like what Magnificent said. Deathloop is definitely, there was something off going on with that. Halo is an incomplete, buggy game, and it still got 9s and 10s, and the reviews read like it was a problem. But we already know with marketing, people are going to look at the numbers and keep it moving. They don't give a fuck what it actually says. That was the biggest issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But DeAndre, did you want to add anything else? My bad. I be getting hyped. What's going on, Puka?
I hear you. I don't really have much on this topic, but I do know today, because there's so many journalists in gaming and how they do have their level of bias due to getting paid by the manufacturers, like how Microsoft is giving out consoles to people who just started gaming and stuff, and all of a sudden you have journalists saying like, "Oh, I don't like PlayStation because they don't give me nothing for free." It's a lot of this entitlement type of mentality. Like when you're just paying people to, hey, say something positive, here's a check, and then here's your opinion posted on a public site, and people will run with it without actually reading those reviews. It's just, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to throw shade of who's doing the most bias. All platforms all have paid reviews. It just comes down to the gamers themselves. Y'all have to make a decision of, is this game qualified to be a 9 or a 10? You got to experience it yourself. That's how it is.
And I hate to say that, you know, but it lends into, before we move on to the next subject, I want to talk about the VGAs. In particular, we got another requested person. Puka.
Hey, Josh.
What's up, man?
When you're done, when everybody gets their chance to go, I just want to add something to the Halo thing real quick, afterwards, if you don't mind.
Sure. Puka, yo, go on, man. You can unmute.
Yeah, man.
Unmute your mic, please.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah. I just wanted to speak on the thing you said that Halo was an incomplete, buggy mess. Like, I haven't even played the shit. I'm just downloading it just now. But I would say that people had...
Well, I didn't say it was a mess. I just say it was a buggy game.
Okay, I'm sorry. But people had the same complaint about my favorite game of all time, which is Battlefield. I'm sorry, I took a fucking phone call. It was Battlefield, right? People complained that Battlefield was buggy as fuck and blah, 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 blah. But man, I love fucking Battlefield. And Battlefield is like my favorite shit of all time, right? And so this Battlefield 2042 that just now dropped, man. Damn it, girl. This Battlefield 2042 that just now dropped, man, I'm giving it a solid 10. I know it's got some issues. I know it's got this, that, and the third. But if you're a Battlefield dude, this shit is great. And I think for Halo, if you're a Halo guy, Halo's probably fucking great. So I think that, and I think sometimes you got to look at like who's reviewing the game. Like, I think it's, I don't want to say disingenuous, but it's kind of, I think sometimes you got to know, if you're a Halo guy, you're going to probably give Halo a 10. If you don't play Halo at all, like I don't play Halo at all. And so when I review Halo, when my critique on Halo, it'll probably be from an unbiased position, because I'm cool on the game either fucking way. Like it's been out for a week or a couple of days. I ain't played shit yet. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
No, it absolutely does. And you bring a really good angle to that, man. You really do. But a reviewer's job is to try to remain unbiased. That's what they're could you imagine it happens anyway, but could you imagine a reporter that didn't like fucking Jewish people and they just had nothing bad to say about Jewish people? You know, they just focused on just the bad shit. You know, that's a horrible reporter.
Nigga, that's like,
you know what I mean? You got to remain.
Nigga, that's Fox News and fucking CNN.
No, we won't do it. We won't do it. Nope.
I mean, that's all.
But I was just making a point. I'm just making a point. If you're going to be a reviewer, you have to try to remain unbiased as physically possible. You know what I'm saying? Battlefield has a lot of bugs. You know what I mean? You fall through stairwells and all sorts of shit. Does that harm the game? Slightly, depending on who you are. the core gameplay loop and mechanics. Is there, you could still love a game to bits. You could love the game to bits, 2 bits, right? And still give it, like, my favorite game, right, which is Horizon for last generation, which is Horizon Zero Dawn. You know what? I would actually, and I have 2,000 hours in that game, just to let you know. Like, I'm not a bullshitter. You can check my PSN. It's 2,000 hours on that bitch. Just because I like running around and killing the enemies, the machines. I'll give it an 8. It has a lot of problems. Despite how many hours I sunk into it, I will call out all of the glaring issues. You know what I mean? So you can still love it. Guilty Gear, for instance. I love that game, the bitch, too. But their menu and UI is fucking trash, man. Trash. I can't handle it. But I would still give that game an 8.5, 9 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? So, but you still, for the average person, go on, Deontay, go on. Deontay.
I'm trying to let you speak, man. That's all.
Go on. Counter.
Yeah, it's just real quick. It's real quick. I mean, I'm impressed you put a lot of hours into Horizon. I was going to ask you if you were like a Monster Hunter fan to put that much time into it.
Never played it.
I have Monster Hunter World, right?
Okay.
And there's a couple of reasons why. I'm going to get in my feelings. I'm going to explain it as quickly as I can. I used to play it multiplayer with some people. I got into a beef with a person, and I don't want to really play the game. Every time I play the game, it reminds me of that person, and how I want to break their fucking neck. But like, if I take that out, Capcom has an annoying habit of controlling their gameplay. You have to play it their way or the highway. That's the one thing. So there's certain classes and certain things that you do. You have to do it the way that they intended it. There's no wiggle room. And it just bothers me. Even with Resident Evil. So I'll give you an example, like Resident Evil, right? Resident Evil is notorious for just saying you have to play it this way because the enemy is going to be fucking invincible. I don't want you to like slash up the enemy like that. You know what I'm saying? So they like, you got to take your time and stuff like that. So they have a propensity to do things like that, and it's annoying.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's my thing. But Monster Hunter, I would love a rendition of Monster Hunter type gameplay with Horizon. Like I love jumping on the actual machines, the monsters, and ripping off a fucking wing or some shit like that. Like it gets really involved in there and stuff like that. But the way that they have things like it's range combat with Horizon, I would love. There's so many things that they could do with Horizon. You know what I mean? Making it multiplayer and stuff like that would be a fucking killer if they just. I don't know what the new one's going to be, but I could tell you, like, I guess the game is starting to blossom into whatever it is. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I know it's like you all over the place, which it's fair enough. I think I'm kind of opposite from how you feel about these two games. Like for me with Horizon, because it takes a lot of inspiration from Monster Hunter, and I'm like a Monster Hunter fan. I enjoyed the game because I like hunting giant robot dinosaurs. It just reminds me of hunting monsters in Monster Hunter, like except they're dragons and stuff. But the thing is, I mean, I know you put a lot of time in your game. I don't believe I put in 500 hours, but I did beat the game like 4 times. It's still like I'll give Horizon a 9 due to the fact I like how the story is being told, I like the world, I like the gameplay. Only issue I had was that melee sucks. The melee combat sucks ass in that game, and you can't shoulder swap, so you're stuck aiming the same sight. And then when it comes to world, there's like 12 different weapon types you can use in the game. You can use a heavy bowgun, light bowgun, insect glaive, great sword, long sword, dual blade, sword and shield. Then there's element types against these monsters: thunder, fire, water, ice. And then you have abnormal status like paralysis, poison, and stuff. And then you can also stun enemies, do knockovers, clutch claw them. It's just a lot of strategic and different play styles with it. So I know you mentioned like with Capcom, they restrict you on how you play the games, but Monster Hunter is pretty diverse and freedom how you want to play. You can solo the entire game, which I did, and then I party up with people after I beat the game. and stuff. But in the day, all these encounters I had required strategy. It wasn't just go in there and whack at the monster till it's dead. The monster will adapt and fight back and do random shit. So
I want to say this. You make a really good point. So when it comes to Horizon, right, I'm going to be the first to tell you why I give it an 8. That shit's dry. It's dry and it's basic. And I think they tried to make it easy to get into. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of traps and a lot of weapons that really go unused. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it goes like this: freeze the enemy, which doubles the damage, and then you can kill it. Hit the weak spot. You know what I'm saying? There's no real strategy to it. You know what I mean? Like when you play Monster Hunter, if you do something to the enemy, they will flip the fuck out. They'll be weaker in terms of like the attacks that they can do. Like you take an attack away, but they become so feral, they will fuck you up. They become more dangerous. And they go in rage mode. And Horizon, you have the Thunderjaw and you take off the fucking machines, the missile launchers, and it's like, okay, so I can't do that. But he's still the same fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same machine.
Have you played on the hardest difficulty? Because that's what I did.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Backwards, forward, and out, whatever you want to call it, man. I did it in Horizon.
Bro. So in the hardest difficulty, the AI is so aggressive. Even when you're just chilling, you'll get attacked by random people, like random enemies that you didn't even know that were there because you were just in their zone. And it's as if it's like real life. Like if you're in wilderness and there's like a tiger's nest and you're somewhere within it, it'll come prowling at you without you even being aware. And me playing on the hardest difficulty, I experienced it. I had to wear the stealth outfit just so I could safely get to my destination, or I'll get bombarded by all these enemies. Oh,
they could do so much. They could do so much with what they had. They limited, like it was, but the DLC gave you a little taste of what they were going to do, which is awesome. You know what I mean? The DLC was even harder, but like when you fought the bear one, you had to break off the fucking armor before you can even do anything, really. Like your arrows, that's nothing until you broke off the fucking armor. And that's what they're going to capitalize on from what I can see. And the thing, see, with Monster Hunter, what I mean, this is a pet peeve for me, and I can move on from this topic. The biggest pet peeve that I have personally with Capcom games is fucking invincibility frames. I fucking hate it in every fucking game. I hate armor, like, invincibility armor for whatever seconds. You waste a whole animation. It makes it more strategic, but at the same time, it's their fighting roots that does this. But it's annoying. You know what I'm saying? You can't interrupt them. You have to play like, you know what I mean? Fucking, you can't trade hits or nothing. It's just like your whole movement, nothing. You know what I mean? And I play like a melee type thing when I was playing Monster Hunter. You know what I'm saying? And
I just wanted to throw out there like the visibility frames. I only encounter as the actual hunter, not with the monsters themselves, because there are some monsters like Nergigante, for example. He can harden his spikes, so they turn black. And if you don't have like purple sharpness or you don't have mind's eye, you're going to bounce. That's not an invincibility frame. That's just game design. Your blades will bounce. Your attacks will bounce. Your shots will bounce. You're doing a little damage to it. You're bouncing and stuff. It's not. I wouldn't call it invincibility. But if I get hit, let's say I'm airborne, they smack me out the air. I'm flying over. They can't hit me again because I'm invincible until I land and lay there on the ground for 3 or 5 seconds. I can get up quickly, take another hit, or I can lay there for that 5-10 seconds to stay invincible. But I've never encountered a monster that was completely invincible during the fight. I can constantly keep hitting them, even when they roar, even when they get knocked over. I can keep hitting them nonstop. They don't get invincibility. They just either get hardened skin that causes my weapon to bounce. But there's skills you can use, like Mind's Eye.
I feel like, honestly, another thing that they need to do, Capcom, is to explain their mechanics better. So you've been playing Monster Hunter for a long time, so a lot of stuff comes naturally.
Right. By the way, 2,000.
You jump in Monster Hunter, and it's like, if you're new, you're like, I don't know what the fuck that means. They do that shit with their fighting games and everything, which is super fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's annoying. But I wanted to ask the panel this, and you guys could just jump in and speak regarding the video game awards, right? Do you think that those awards were fair? I know Magnificent probably has something to say about that. Fredo, anybody?
Returnal's game of the year. I don't care what nobody say. That's on God. But that's and then I hate to cut the conversation short and give y'all the shit, but at the end of the day, it matters about what game of the year is to you. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers' opinions don't matter anymore. We know that from the fucking reviews, dog. So you can't take these motherfuckers' opinions about anything anymore, bro. You gotta assume that everybody's compromised, dog. Unless you trust them, of course. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? But Returnal is game of the year. That's a fucking fact in my head.
Facts on what?
So it is what it is, dog. But on to the next. Oh, but shout outs to Returnal for winning Action Game of the Year. Game of the Year went to It Takes Two. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I haven't played that game, so I don't have no opinion on it. So congratulations to them niggas. I'll probably try it out on EA Play or whatever by some other means. But I guess DeAndre gonna speak next.
Yeah, no hands in here. Just jump the fuck in.
Nah, I want him to speak though. But
that's cool. That's cool. You could just wait for him to finish and then you just jump in. That's cool.
Good, DeAndre. Get your bars off, bro.
Magnificent. I agree with you. Returnal was one of my favorite games this year. I loved it to death. I feel as though if the game was fully, you know how the patches improved the game, even though it was challenging up front. If they added, let's say, in my quote, easy mode, when you can now save and leave the game and won't get penalized for it. If that was there on launch day, its current rating would be a lot higher. Because overall, that game does so many things that's very original that most roguelike games have never done, especially with the DualSense controller, just the rain, the noise effect, the vibration and stuff. The story is very deep. It's a deep lore to it. The fact that it has multiple endings if you actually play for the true ending. And like enemy design, like everything's there. And the fact they won Best Action Game for the year is good. I just feel as though if they did add that easy mode where it was you can leave the game and continue to save state, it would be rated higher because there's nothing else really wrong with the game.
Honestly, that's the thing. And I think that I think I talked about this in another spaces before. With these journalists and reviewers, man, if the game isn't like mass appeal, man, you're going to get shitted on unless you're Demon Souls or Dark Souls or the Souls games. That's the only time. And that's bragging rights to prove that you are a real gamer. But for the average game, that game, oh my gosh, man, the controls in that game, the controller melted in my fucking hand. I never thought about my controller in my hand when I was playing that game. I just did, you know what I'm saying? It was like whatever I wanted her to do, she would do. And if I couldn't do it, it was on the screen visually. There was a reason why I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I remember I was streaming it and everybody was like, damn, you're really good. I was like, I ain't good. Not at all. I ain't that damn nice. Bro. He was like, damn, did you try to do like a speed run? I said, ain't no fucking way I can do that shit with this game. This game, let me say this real quick and I'll let you go. This game has a knack to slow you the fuck down. You speeding, you want to go through different rooms. Oh, nah, nigga. No. I'm going to put you on lockdown because you moving too fast. You know what I mean? Slow down. You sitting there in the room, I'll be like this. I'm trying to get to the boss. The fucking rooms, ka-choosh. They want to put them fucking, what do you call them? Octopus gorillas in that fucking room. I'm like, come on, bitch. I almost fucked up my platinum. I was in the last biome. That's already a difficult biome. So I know, DeAndre, you already know what the fuck that's all about.
Hell yeah, it is.
And I had to get the highest efficiency rating from a weapon. Yeah. And every time I would kill an enemy, it was like a fucking struggle. I was pouring sweat under my arms, man. I was so fucking nervous because that would have been a wrap. And I only use the reconstructor. I don't use it. But I was like, my spider sense was tingling. I said, something don't feel right. Let me go ahead and spin these ethers just in case some bullshit. I went into a room, locked down, 4 gorillas. The ones that float, the one that look like a genie, those ones that spit out the fucking malignant arrows. It was 4 of them bitches. Ooh. Then you had the fucking octopus, the kamikaze things. I said, oh, what the fuck? I was in that room for 10 minutes fighting for my fucking life like R. Kelly. I was struggling. Bro, I was struggling, yo. And that motherfucker, I got it down to one fucking gorilla, yo. And that bitch slapped the shit on me like Ike. Fucking slapped the shit out of me. Kill me.
Melee hits hit hard.
And then I reconstructed into the room. And I'm like, thank God I did that. And I was able to kill a couple of enemies. Because I was no way to get out the room. And then I did the proficiency. What were you going to say?
I was saying, like, with Returnal, have you actually played the game with the TV speakers on mute and just hear the controller?
Yeah, that shit. That shit's so crazy.
It's so amazing.
Yo, the fact that you don't even need it. You don't even need a UI for that fucking game. The controller is the UI. You just feel everything that you need to feel. Yeah, all of it.
Beautiful. It's like a music in my hand while that controller becomes an instrument. Never had that experience before.
I know. Look, I look like you muting. I knew you was itching.
One thing I want to say about Returnal, bro. If Returnal had like another 6 months for them to polish, that shit would have been fucking. I think it would have been that extra notch that they needed. I could be honest about that shit, because there's one thing that I see a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to Returnal, and that's the fact that in the beginning, you remember they had the what do you call the Astro Scouts that you had to fight? It was like versions of her that died, and they turned into.
Oh yeah, they didn't have that available.
Right, yeah, so that was available at launch, but it didn't work. So they patched it again, and then they took it out. Then they later on put it back in. I found out later on, as you play the game, after they put that back in, it makes the game easier by killing those extra scouts and those extra challenges, because you get extra ether. And you get extra ether, then you got chances to buy extra things, open up extra chests, and et cetera, et cetera. And it in turn to help you. And I feel like if that was there at launch when the reviewers were reviewing the game, perhaps maybe a couple of reviews would have went, more on the positive side. You know what I'm saying? For the ones who actually want to play a hard game, because some of them just didn't want to play a hard game to begin with.
That's all it is.
To begin with. But that game could have used an extra 6 months, without all the extra negative reviews about the bugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I still love that game to death, bro. That's my shit.
That game was a proper adventure game. Even though like it's a random generated room, that shit, the type of risk reward that I felt knowing that you can gamble all your shit and lose, that was a intense feeling, man. You're like, do I go into this room and possibly get a weapon or possibly get an upgrade? Or am I going to fucking die and just lose everything the fuck I had before? That's why they didn't want to implement that fucking save feature. I'm like, shit, do I want to go ahead and do that shit? It was always a fucking thing. They would go into a room and you just kind of flinch, your eyes closed, like, oh, please don't do it. Don't do it. And you just open your eyes slowly like, oh shit, it wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got this weapon. Man, Fatal, you gonna know. You gotta get a PS5.
Dude, just listening to this conversation, dude, is just deliciousness.
They're probably gonna put it on PC anyway. But either way, you gotta get a DualSense anyway to really explore the game.
Well, yeah, of course. But man, I want to play it so bad.
People. Thanks. I appreciate it. One of the things that you don't know about PS5 in general, right, is a PS5 gives you really good graphics. It has a really innovative controller, and it also has a 3D sound. That's really important. I'm in an apartment, right, and I'm playing Returnal. I hear something, and I threw off my fucking headphones. I thought somebody was in my fucking house. No cap. It was like distant enough for me to kind of pinpoint. It sounded like it was something downstairs, and it freaked me the fuck out. That, you know what I mean? You don't got to pay a whole bunch of fucking money to get that. I have the money to get a really nice $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 computer. I don't want it. I just don't. I like my console. I like my comfort. I like the UI. I like everything that's about it. It could be better, of course. 7 out of 10 for the UI, for the stuff that they do good and the bad. But, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is pretty cool. We all, I would imagine, seen the Game Awards, the Video Game Awards. Despite the fact that the reviews were fucking stupid. They had a lot of fucking content. Not reviews, awards were stupid. They had a lot of meaty content. And me and Magnificent Black watched these games individually just to make sure we got it at the 4K and everything like that. And I want to say this. This is about the next subject, which is games 2022 and beyond. I mentioned earlier in the podcast, we were talking about the Matrix Revelations or whatever the fuck the demo is called. And, people don't understand what the Series X and the PS5 will be capable of doing. These engines, this is why they're 60 frames a second. they're 60 frames per second, not because of some miracle. It's not pushing the fucking consoles. They're not pushing it. That's why they're 60 frames. When you can get a console, when you can get a game engine that pushes the fucking console, then you're probably going to have the 30 frames a second or the majorly downgraded visuals with the 60 frames, whatever you pick your poison, fine, whatever. But that Matrix demo is going to allow you to understand what these games are going to look like. Forspoken is a PC game. This is the one game I was kind of looking at. It's a PC game and a PlayStation 5 game. So far. That ain't the point. The point is me, Magnificent, basically won over, and we were like, yo, that kind of, that is it just me? It looked like her face didn't load up properly in that trailer. It didn't look good to me. I was looking at that shit. I'm like, yo, it looked like it's worse.
Yeah, I don't know if it's probably an old build. I don't know exactly what the issue was, but it looked like it was missing some detail on her face, some shaders or some texture. Something was missing as far as detail goes. It was too smooth. It looked kind of flat. If you go back and look at it, the antagonist, it looked like the witch character with the mask on. She had a lot of detail on her face and her mask and everything. It didn't seem like nothing was missing. So she looked perfect. But I'm like, the main character, it looked like something was off. Like, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I don't mind that the game. It looked like it got further delayed till May. Maybe it need that time for them to polish up everything. But I'm still looking forward to the game. You know what I'm saying?
And be honest with you. Let me say this, please. I hate to burst your bubbles, right? About this game. It kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. After seeing Forbidden West and that with that DC game that's like the Avengers, but it stomps on them. After seeing those games, then the Doom, what was it called?
Suicide Squad
thing, and then seeing the DC, and then seeing the DC. I'm not DC. I'm sorry. Then seeing the Doom like game where you're like a Western. I don't know. You have like the 2 shotguns or whatever. You have to shoot to the beat or whatever. That's what it looked like. Forspoken just kind of looked. Yo, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'm sorry. That shit looked. It looked generic to me, yo. I mean, I'm looking at it like this looks like a next gen Infamous, like the same gameplay with Infamous. Like she had that move where it was shooting out shards of magic, and I'm like, that reminds me of the concrete powers of Delson from fucking. What happened? I know you can't unsee it now. I know you can't unsee it.
Hell nah.
I was looking at that shit. I was like, where am I? I saw that shit. I was like, I've been here before. I'll be back for more. I was like, that looks just like Infamous. Well, and to be honest with you, it's not like it makes me not. It makes me. What do you say?
I'm about to head out, but I appreciate letting me be a speaker. I gave you a follow, so
I appreciate it. I followed you back, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Have a good one. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw Forspoken, it made me want Infamous more than Forspoken. Oh shit. I
know the first trailer to me looked better than the second trailer. I just think something was off.
It did.
I think they rushed that trailer. Something was off. They just didn't fix it. But it still looks impressive.
It just did. I mean, it looks impressive, but gameplay wise, like fuck the fact that she don't got, she used some oil Volet and Noxzema on her face and she got smooth ass skin. Fuck that shit. She black too. She knows she used Noxzema and that shit. Watch. You're gonna have you're gonna have an apartment, right? And she's gonna have that shit. They're gonna scan that shit with nanites. You're gonna have Noxzema in the closet or some shit. That old ass thing. I don't even think y'all remember that shit, yo. What was it? Clean. Y'all know what that is. Y'all don't know what it is. Noxzema and Sea Breeze.
Forspoken looks really good though, man. Like, that game looks really good. That game looks really, really good.
To me, I'm not gonna lie to you, and people will be like, "Yo, you just like places."
Critical because we saw Forspoken after we saw Horizon and
Relax.
Squad.
I deactivated my bot mode, man. Relax.
Bot stand down.
Yep. Flip the switch, bro. In my brain. Don't worry, you're good. Gucci, man. You're Gucci.
But no,
oh my bad.
You're
Josh.
right. No, I'm just gonna say you're absolutely right. That was a terrible move, man. Did y'all see Forbidden West, niggas? Did y'all see that shit?
Yes, sir.
That don't make no flipping sense. None. I mean, yeah, you got nanites, you know what I'm saying, but the Unreal 5 engine is not complete yet. And I'm gonna tell you, when Sony gets there,
that trailer was fake, bro. That trailer was fake, dog.
Fake news.
Yeah, wrong. So they got us for Killzone 2, bro. I think if they doing the same thing, bro, it's gonna be a downgrade right before they release, bro. On God,
yo, them outfits. I'm just gonna sidestep over that whole comment. Them outfits. Y'all see that blood red outfit? Sexy time.
That shit was dope. The joint with the face paint, that shit was fire, bro. I like.
She turned around. Yo, told Jemiah she turned her face to the sun with that one. Yo, I said, oh shit.
Yeah, you can see that little glitter in her eye.
She was looking on to the future. She was like, 2022 is looking great. That's how she did.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a fanboy. I don't want to be a fanboy, but like
2022 is going to be great for everybody, dude. Period.
I'm a huge fan of Horizon, so like that was I don't know. I'm not really feeling it like that. I'm not feeling. Some games I do. I like Dying Light 2. That's going to be fucking fire. Elden Ring. They always have that ill ass fucking CGI trailer. That shit look nice. But I still want to see. I mean, I get that they just released a beta, basically. Prepare for that game, by the way, to be delayed. If you think that shit's coming out in February, you got another motherfucking thing coming March.
Yep. Best. There's too many damn games releasing that month, bro. We're not fucking stupid. We're not stupid.
What do you call it? Elden Ring.
Nah, that's Elden Ring. That's coming out.
Yo, Jemiah put that upside down head. Yo, when I say she turned her face to the sun. Turn your face to the sun. I said, oh shit. But no, I mean, they're gonna move that around. I feel like they're gonna push. They're gonna be like, we've run across a snag due to COVID. Thank you guys. We can beat this together, but we need more time to put this game out. And it's going April. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say it just like that, too. Real niggerish. April. Them broken promises like my father.
Yo, chill, Josh.
He was supposed to come back from a pack of cigarettes. 1991. Still waiting. Anyway, so
wait, I thought you said you weren't going to watch the awards.
I didn't. People were sending me shit, and they definitely did that whole LGBT. I was oh boy, LGBT inclusion.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, if Josh is watching this, man, that motherfucker's flipping right now.
I'm not. Look, you gotta understand. I am not mad at what they do. I'm not. I don't want to see the pity party for any inclusion. I just don't. I didn't want to see it for fucking black people or anybody. I'm black. Obviously, my profile picture is there. I'm getting tired of the victimhood. That's my problem. I'm sick of it. I can't find a job, and this is. Thank you so much, Sony, for allowing me to be a part of this inclusive company. No one's hiring niggas but you. I don't got time for that shit, man. I don't have the patience.
Yo,
You know what I mean? Like, all right. So that's my only problem. Like, I don't care. Like, I just found it was odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like how many cross-dresser Twitter or Twitch people do you know? Like, that's out there.
Fucking no one.
I'm just kind of curious about that. Are we really are we suppressing them?
No disrespect to them. Yeah, no disrespect to them.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Are we repressing them, or is this or there's just not that many of them? You know what I mean? They're like, we have a voice now. No one stopped you. You know,
facts. Facts.
Okay. I guarantee you, dressing up like that, yo. I've heard some wild shit at my job. Wild shit. When I used to be in the job, and since I work from home, motherfuckers, grown ass, hood ass niggas talking about some, yo, I mean, you know what I mean? I'll just, you know, I mean, if it looked like a girl, fuck it. You know, I just move the penis to the side. I was like, oh, come on, bro. Like, you gay. Though. But anyway, so talking about the 2022 and beyond, does anybody really believe that there's going to be a he said Josh was jealous. Shut your ass up, Jemiah. Does anybody believe that Grand Theft Auto is coming out 2022? I heard rumors of that. Rumblings, if you will.
No.
Why not? I heard it's going to be based in Florida. That'd be right up Magnificent Black and King Push's alley.
Oh.
Y'all like that tropical shit. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be in the tropical state, the orange state.
They ain't gonna release this year, man. I mean next year, bro.
It is, yo.
To be fair, I mean, I keep hearing nothing but rumors about Rockstar struggling with that game, dude. So I'm not expecting to see that game at all anytime soon.
No,
if that rumor is meant to be believed.
Nigga, you're just being pessimistic.
No, I'm
Grand Theft Auto 5, bro.
Saying, yeah.
The next version hasn't come out yet. Why would they release that the same year as Grand Theft Auto 5 next gen?
Yeah, and plus the amount of heat they're getting right now because of those remasters and shit like that, even though it's technically not on them.
Everybody knows that they didn't make that remaster. It was
I know, but some people out there still think they did.
People are a little more smart. Give him a nigga credit. So my whole thing is
touche.
So all I'm saying is this. I heard that they were going to be using the nanite technology, right? They're going to scrap the Rage engine. They're going to use the Unreal 5 engine. That's what the holdup is. It's just translating all of the assets into there. So that's one of the things that I did here. I heard it's going to be a female protagonist. She's going to be a cop. And then she's also going to be part of the LGBT community. She's going to be a transgender. That's the main character.
Lying, bro.
What happened? No, I'm not lying.
That shit, bro.
It was on Reddit. It was on Reddit. That's what they said. She's gonna be walking down the street. She's gonna be walking down the street talking about and she's gonna be tap dancing. That's what I heard.
I need some proof, dog. I need to see.
I'll see you the link. That's what they said. She's gonna be a cop, LGBT, transgender in Florida. And she's basically going to rise like a phoenix because she was disgraced. That's what I heard from her job. And not disgraced. What's the word? Discriminated upon. And she's going to, that's what I heard. It's in Reddit.
All right. That's releasing this year, the same year that they're supposed to be releasing Grand Theft Auto for PlayStation 5 and the Series X and Series S.
Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah, the re-release for the next gen consoles for Grand Theft Auto 5 haven't released yet. Why would they release that the same year as Grand Theft Auto 6?
Oh, because they're going to get you acclimated to it, right? They're going to release GTA 5 remaster, in April, May? And then October is going to be, they're going to commemorate, right? When the GTA 3 that started the big push, they're going to release it in October of next year. And you're gonna see that woman LGBT typing in the street almost a video.
I would imagine if they put that much money into upgrading it, they'd allow some more time for them to milk it. You know, maybe like a year apart at least.
Hey!
Pause.
No, I'm just playing. I didn't see that anywhere. But but I am hearing that it's going to be in Florida for sure. What other things that I hear that was going to come out? There was the Killzone. They said they was going to release. Either it's going to be Killzone or it's going to be SOCOM. One of the two that they're going to end up kind of showing early and releasing towards the end of the year. So I'm hearing that. There's a Sly Cooper coming out that I've heard. I mean, like, really, honestly, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this UE5 engine, man. Let's talk about that. We were saying this earlier, but like, I'm very curious to see. And if you haven't downloaded the demo, you should probably just kind of download the demo and see what's going on. I'm kind of curious to see where next gen is going in general. I would love to see, because these games that we had that was a year into this console, it ain't it. I would love to see the Wolverine game. When is that supposed to be coming out, Magnificent Black?
I believe 2023. I don't think they announced it, actually. Spider-Man got announced for 2023, I believe, and Wolverine didn't have a date, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I
heard 12 games are going to be basically that Sony has in the works for the next 3 years. That's including launch of the console. Sony specifically is going to have 12 games that are from existing IP. So I'm kind of curious to see, you know, if they basically come out with 4 games a year. You know, I'm curious to see how that's going to work. I mean, I don't know. The future is looking good for 2022, yo. When you look at the UE engine, you start to see like, man, we're going to get some powerful shit. What do you got to say about 2022, Vado?
Man, 2022 is going to be a damn good freaking year for everybody, man.
Yeah, but why though? You can't just
all the games that are coming out, man. As long as most of them don't get that fucking delayed until 2023, we're good, man.
Yeah, but we don't know what games are coming out though. What games do you say?
Well, I mean, look at all the stuff that's coming out in February, right? You know, a lot of that stuff like that's going to be pushed back till fucking later on.
Okay.
And then fucking we got other stuff that's technically been confirmed for next year.
Oh, you know what? Too, I'm almost done with Demon Souls. I'm almost done. I mean, I know it took me a long time, but the game is just it's missing so many features that a Soul game would typically have. It's missing a lot of fucking features, which is unfortunate. But it's I'm hearing that Bloodborne is coming out next year, the remake. Hearing that shit, that's going to be fucking fire.
How many times have we heard this fucking rumor now?
Yeah, but now it's true though. What you say, Black?
Now we've been hearing that same rumor for like a few years now, man.
How much you want to bet? Yo, I will buy you. Look. I will buy you the game. I'm that certain.
I'll take the free game, bro. If it drops next year, you got me.
If it drops next year, I got you. If it drops, I mean, no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Wait. How does that benefit me?
You offered it. Nigga. What you mean?
I said I'll buy it. If we're betting on this. We're betting on this.
No. I like the first version of that. I like that.
La. You know what? We're going to battle for Jemiah's soul, yo.
All right, that's what's up.
If it comes out this year, his soul is mine.
Oh.
How'd that pause?
I don't know. It just don't sound right, though.
Just he said, I don't like it. Let me see here. So yeah, I heard about that Bloodborne. It's going to get the same. It's going to get the same treatment.
Damn it!
You know, as the Demon Souls, and it's going to be using nanite technology. Some player.
Nanites.
That shit crazy, yo. That shit crazy. So like, okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Cool. Oh, my bad.
Next year looking fire though, bro. Like we got GT7 dropping. Of course, course, Horizon Forbidden West. It's a bunch of third-party games that I don't care for because I can never remember what they was dropping. But Assetto Course is dropping. I'm gonna get into the racing games early this gen. I slept on them last gen, but I'm definitely enjoying Gran Turismo Sports right now, so I'm definitely copping that GT7, bro.
You got a lot of digital noise going on with your mic. I'm not sure what's going on.
How about now? Is it a little better?
It sounds like you're in like some sort of like intrinsic field. Like your wire is like frayed or something.
That's that Roman council I just used. It's like permanent Roman council bubble.
Counter. That's what that shit is. But you mentioned that you're getting a Assetto Course, or I don't know how to fucking pronounce that shit. I know personally, Gran Turismo is going to be so fire. So fire. If you guys don't like, I feel like it's so crazy. Because I remember when GT3 came out and everybody was kind of in their car bag right now. But I'm kind of curious as to see how well that game is going to do with this whole pandemic. Like, is it going to do worse because no one cares about cars anymore? Like, what is Gen Z going to be really doing with this game? You know what I mean? It's a sophisticated game. You know what I mean? Like, anytime I turn on Gran Turismo, I need like a bottle of wine, you know what I mean? And some cheese before I start, and I turn on my little jazz music, you know. Fredo, have you ever played a Gran Turismo?
Yeah.
Fredo.
Yeah, yes.
Fredo, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
What?
I can't hear you. You were botting a couple seconds ago. It's probably your
Wait, I can't hear nobody. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
All right, there we go. Say it again.
Yo, can you hear me?
Wait, can y'all guys hear me?
I can hear Fatal. We can hear you as well. Yeah.
What about now?
Hello?
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right. Their shit's broken.
That's probably what it is.
I wonder, wait, can you hear them?
Yeah, I can hear them.
Yeah, I can hear whoever's talking. I can hear them too. I can hear you and them.
All right, hold on for a minute. I'm going to be back. No, don't end the space. All right, cool. No, okay, cool. I don't know what the fuck. Yo, what's going on, Dante?
Hello.
Yo, can you finally hear me now, Josh?
Holy shit.
Oh, okay.
I know you blast people's eardrums. Yo, what you guys say about the topics? The topic. How do you feel about Gran Turismo coming out next year with 2022 games and beyond? Like, what are you excited for, Dante?
I'm poking interest in the Suicide Squad. That trailer was pretty nice.
Say it again.
I'm poking interest. I was poking interest in the Suicide Squad.
Oh, here we go again. Hello.
I was gonna poke interest into the Matrix Awaken until I found out it was just a fucking tech demo, and that really pissed me off. Because why not just make a full game at that point?
Say that one more time.
What?
I got
the Matrix.
No, go on.
The Matrix Awaken being a tech demo.
Yeah.
What
the
about
whole thing? What you just said? I got kicked out of the room.
Oh no! I said I was poking. I was hoping for a Matrix Awaken, but I found it was a tech demo. So I don't know why they just don't make the whole game. That would make more sense. Be something new, refreshing. You know, yes, we've had Matrix games before. The Matrix Path of Neo being the best one. But dear Lord, we desperately need a game out of it, right? We haven't had that in like years. Matrix Path of Neo came out in like what? 2003, 4, 5, maybe something like that.
Shits. Yeah. So that's wishful. I need it. He's
yes. With the graphics and everything we have now, the power we have now, there should be no excuse. And with the tech demo, the icing on the cake. And I think it would blow a lot of, well, maybe not a lot of the games, but I think it would blow like most games like that don't get really much rep. I think we'll blow them out of the water just because the sheer, just that shit's beautiful.
So I take it that you're going to be watching the new Matrix movie.
Yes. Also, I am looking forward to Forspoken, although everybody's trying to be like, oh, well, it's because I'm gonna get it because it's a person of color, and I'm like, I'm not getting it for that same reason, but I understand. Like, bro, what I was trying to explain to somebody earlier too is that, remember Assassin's Creed Liberations? Have you played that game?
You mean the one for the PSP?
Yeah, when it was about they remastered it for the, I think, PS4 and
I remember that shit.
Xbox. Yeah, you freed the slaves and you were in slavery and shit like that. Remember how that game turned out, right? So
it didn't turn out that.
Yeah. So I was trying to remind people, like, just because they're trying to pander to a certain audience doesn't necessarily mean the game is gonna be like the greatest on earth. Like, so Miles Morales was a different story and that turned out great, and yes, we do have better graphics now, but let's not carry ourselves over because we overhyped ourselves with Cyberpunk. We all know how that ended up. So but other games I am getting is Dying Light 2. Definitely getting
yes please
definitely getting King of Fighters, just so me and Akira can want some ass. Yes. Yep. We're going there. We're getting that.
Yo, Black, can you say something real quick?
The King of Fighters 4. Yo, copy that.
Okay, yeah, you good. I just wanted to make sure you was able to talk. What about you, Fatal? Can you speak?
Yellow.
Okay. There is our raspy guy.
And I am looking for. I was a little doubtful about the Saints Row, but the more trailers I see for it, and that last trailer we seen for it, I don't know. I might just have to pick it up. I played all the other ones, did all the activities, got everything done. Everybody's complaining, oh, this ain't the gang, we're used to, but fun is fun. I'm looking for fun, something fun.
I don't mind.
Fun.
I don't mind. Look, I get it. The thing is, and you use my favorite word, pander. I have the bone to pick with that word. When you steer your whole project in a certain direction because of some sort of whatever objective, right? You compromise the vision. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yes.
So no one cares. Like, what I mean? Like, I just miss the days where we can have whatever character, no one gave a fuck.
Right, and like I said, Assassin's Creed Liberation, I love the fuck out of that game. But you ask anyone, that shit's trash. That shit's this. That shit's that. And I'm thinking like, okay.
I wanted that on the PSP, but I was like, or the Vita actually. And I was looking at it, I was like, they said it was short. And it was like compromised. It was like handheld made. And I was like, never mind.
It needs a remake. I think a solid remake of that game in the new engine, I think it would be perfect.
I'm going to throw some out there. And I think Jemiah, shout out to Jemiah. I think tell him to watch his mouth. Oh, you talking about the Cyberpunk. You know what I think, Jemiah? This is going to be blasphemy. I think whatever CD Projekt Red is doing, they need to absolutely scrap their engine. And then pour all of the assets into UE5 where it could actually work. You know what I mean? And it won't slow down, and they can think about other things instead of having pedestrians that disappear when you turn away. Like, you know what I mean? They never really existed. You turn around, they just disappear. You come back, they spawn more of them and stuff like that. See, you don't have these problems with UE5. And in terms of what you were saying about the animations and stuff like that, we already could download the demo and we can see how much more advanced the UE5 engine is over their, I forgot what the Red engine, I believe is what it's called. I think they just need to scrap that whole thing and just do it over again. I think that's what they, he left us. He left us. Look, he left. He probably going to try to come in here. Yo, hold the fuck up. What are you talking about? Yo, don't be putting your name. I know you're going to say it. Go on, say it. Go on, say it, Jemiah. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I know.
You don't woke up the beast, bro. He coming.
He said, nah. He mad because I called him out. He said, nah.
No, now for me personally, I played through Cyberpunk. I beat Cyberpunk. I had zero problems with it. Zero. All right. Everybody else was whining and crying, and I'm playing on an older generation console, mind you. I'm playing on the Xbox One X, so I had no problems. Everybody else apparently had problems, so I don't know.
Jemiah did. He was in his room in the dark singing R&B songs because he was just like his hopes were dashed. Was crying. He was like, "Don't leave me crying." I'm like, "Damn, don't say goodbye." Take a look at my CD Projekt Red engine and read my mind. I know. You were crying about that shit, and you accepted it. You accepted its fate. And you were like, I don't give a fuck what anybody say. I like this game. I get it. It's kind of like marrying somebody you don't like. But be that as it may, I really do.
Oh, but like about the car thing. The car thing, I don't know. Compared to Horizon, I don't know. I don't think that's going to compete much. Because if you think about it like in a mindset, I think about it like fun versus just driving around in circles on different tracks. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, do I want to be driving off of fucking mountains and ramps and shit and smashing into shit? Or do I want to just be driving? That's what bored me about Forza Horizon Motorsport. I never liked that version of the game, but the Horizon series, I can dig that because it's fun. I like it. It's fun.
Well, here's the thing, right? When it comes to Gran Turismo, it always outstrips all of the Forza. There's all of them. So there's definitely a fan base for it. I just don't think I drive a manual vehicle, right? Or they call it standard vehicle. Agnostic. We do bash Jehovah's Witnesses here. You found the title here. We're about to start that title. Let me ask you a question. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm just reading the chat. I'm like, oh my, we don't live in the same world. Oh my. So let me ask you a question. I know this is going to be this is going to be an uncomfortable topic though. But I kind of wanted to get to the before we go on, I just want to preface the conversation. I want to know if you wanted to spare a good 20, 30 minutes talking about this last topic, Dante.
Shoot your shot. You
see what the last topic will be, right?
No, I can't. Paid reviews, games 22 beyond. Is that what you're doing?
Yep, and there should be a third one after that. VGAs.
There's only paid VGAs. Where did religion come from?
Yes. You know what I always gotta do? I gotta always talk my shit. I got some interesting things to say.
Do the religion road.
Well, I have some questions for you when we do speak about it. As you know, I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, whether they be an atheist or not, but
yeah, I'm no atheist by a long run. There was a point in my life, going through the foster system where I'm like, fuck God, if God really exists, blah, 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 them type of people. But, I got older and I'm a grown-ass man now, so I'm just like, obviously I'm here for a reason, right? It ain't for nothing.
Some people think it's just a chaotic ball of universe, and it is for nothing, but I will go. We're gonna get real deep in it, but before we do that, we're not gonna sully these conversations of video games. I get it. people get sensitive. I noticed that about Twitter, yo. Twitter don't want to talk about nothing of substance. They just want to talk about Game Pass all day. You know,
it's either that or racism.
Game Pass or racism or LGBT inclusion. That's what you get. All them shits. Okay. Those three, they could just talk about that shit all day, yo. Like, I saw some shit about Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
Oh, dear good Lord.
The only thing I'm going to say is facts, right? Not about the what do you call it again? Not about the case. This isn't about the case. But what I will mention is that he has like 180,000 followers on Twitter, right? And this motherfucker posted his porno, Bratty's sister. He put that shit on Twitter. I guess to save for later. I was like, what the fuck? They was like, I knew he was racist. I said, what the fuck does that have anything to do with racist? So the dude, if anything, that dude's a deviant. I was like, what the fuck? He was like Bratty's sister. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you put that on your fucking Twitter, yo? You gotta have burner Twitter accounts. Like,
my thing is, shit, they tried to make it about race and like, oh, well, white people get away with everything. Okay, Ahmaud Arbery, his case, right? They all found guilty. There you go. So, I mean, all white people, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they got it passed. I mean, because it's really their country. So there's I'm not saying it's you condone it, but that's what's going on. I mean, when you see someone that when you have somebody that looks like you, I think he's Spanish too, by the way. But when you see somebody that looks like you, you tend to kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I think so. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I keep hearing that shit all over the internet too. But you like look him up online and just say he's Caucasian. He was born here and here and there. And like,
yeah, I don't know. You know more about that shit than me with your 7 races you're combined with. So whatever it is.
By the 4 powers that be.
This dude is the whole fucking genetic pool of humanity right now, yo. Every gene you could find in this dude's genome. No. He got Asian. I've seen it.
No. Just black, white, Puerto Rican, and Mexican. That's it.
No, he got Asian too.
No Asian. Nope. Well, actually, Asian. I don't know. If I do like a 23andMe, I might pull up. I might pull up as Asian. Who knows?
I was just when I did my ancestry test, yo, I was disappointed, yo. But you want to know why I was disappointed though? It wasn't what you think, because I was speaking to my sister.
My fucking protein shake out. What the fuck?
my sister was mad as shit, yo. She was like, "You disappointed because you thought you were mixed and you're black. That's what it is, isn't it?" I was like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch. That's not what the fuck I was disappointed about. Disappointed because I don't know, huh?"
What did she try to point it as? Like you weren't?
She thought I was disappointed because I had the impression that I was probably a couple of different things, because we were told when we were younger that I was Afro-Cuban or Cuban or something like that, mixed in with some other things. And it was not what I thought it was. I always thought I looked kind of strange as a black guy. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't look like your typical black dude. And that's just optics looking at it. And it turns out that, I was disappointed because it's like, I don't know what the fuck, you know what I mean? I don't know anything about my heritage now that I know what it is. Like, I know nothing about it. All these years I was living a lie. Wake me up. Wake me up. No, I was living a lie though. Because I was like, man, what the fuck was I? I had no idea what I was. So what it boiled down to is that I am 97% nigga. And 3% Irish.
Well, I gotta.
No. Let me clean that up. Hold on. Let me clean that up. Let me clean it up. Let me clean that up. Let me clean it up. Let me clean it up. I am 44% Nigerian. Batu is like, I don't know, I think like 20%. The Congo is another 20%. And I believe I'm about 20. I'm 13% Irish. and 7% Welsh. So that's what I am.
Oh well, damn. I'm gonna mute my mic. I gotta rinse out my blender thingy.
Okay, so that's what it is. Jemiah, not Jemiah. Magnificent Black. Why you say that? Why you say clean it up?
Bro, I'm over here playing the game and shit. Stop, man. You know that shit sound like ignorant as fuck. I'm 97% nigga. That shit sound like
He said, you look like a black dude from the 80s with that Jericho. Shut your ass up. I better ever hear you say I'm borderline again, yo. Don't ever say that shit again, yo. Or else I'm going to give you the ultimate German suplex.
I don't know what you thought it was, man. Your nose is strong, dog. You go to Africa and hit your head, nigga, you fit right in.
Mm-hmm.
That strong ass nose. That shit strong.
But if I showed you who well, you saw what my grandma looked like.
Yeah.
Like you got Indians like actual like from India, and they'll have strong noses as well. You also have Native Americans that have strong noses as well too. So that's not indicative of African either.
Nah, this is it used to be a joke in the 90s, and niggas used to be like your nose is not strong enough. Like them Africans used to be like, we weren't African enough and shit. Back in the day, that was some shit I used to see a lot, bro. This is not strong enough. You have a weak nose. That's what they said.
Weak nose.
That's why that COVID affected my smell, yo. The nostrils was taking more of a viral load and tore up my fucking nasal cavities. Because if I had a small, narrow nose, man, I would have had my sense of smell for a little bit. You know, that's what it is. Damn, I'm racist. I'm sorry. This shit sound racist as shit. But it is what it is, y'all. You know, nigga.
Watch it. You'll be having some activists in here talking about, you did that. Nah, shut the fuck up now.
I had a lot of black people that was like, you just don't like that you're black. I'm like, I love it. I love my BBC shit. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. You want it? He said that shit quietly. Pause.
Fucking perv.